Director in the main boardroom. I think that is Jenna Sabasco, our Chief of Staff as well. Jenna, can you tell me who all is in that room or who's going to be present in that?
We're also joined by Lori Bonds, General Counsel, and Rachel Joseph, Chief Operating Officer.
Got you. Thank you.
No problem.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to ping some of our other members just to make sure we can get started on time.
Okay. And it is time now, right?
See, Commissioner Murphy has just joined us. Commissioner Murphy, I was just about to send you a text.
I always have tech problems 1 minute before the board meeting.
So I will reach out to Commissioner Dickerson, who I'm waiting on. And I just reached out to Commissioner Silla. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I just spoke with Commissioner Silla and Dickerson. They should be popping on any second now, and then I think we should get started. I did not hear back from Commissioner Reed or her office, and I do know that Commissioners Lee and Jones will not be able to join us today.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, I see Commissioner Silla has just joined.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I'm late.
Yes, thank you. And now we're just waiting for Commissioner Dickerson to join us. So we're doing okay. It's just 2:04. So maybe by 2:05, 2:06 we can get
Started.
Thank you for your patience, Alicia.
Sure, no problem. And for you all, just to know that there in headquarters is our interim executive director, Dorian Jenkins, as well as our chief of staff, Jenna Sabasco, our COO, Rachel Joseph, and our general counsel, Lori Bonds.
So we're just waiting for Jim,
Yes.
but we have 5. We have a quorum, right?
We do. If you would like to get started now.
Yes, I would
Okay.
like to get started.
Certainly.
Just let me know when to go.
Okay, you can begin.
Good afternoon. My name is Raymond Skinner, and I'm Chairman of the DCHA Stabilization and Reform Board. And I call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the District of Columbia Housing Authority being held today, August 2nd, 2023. This meeting is being held via WebEx, and the current time is 2:05 p.m. While this is a special meeting, as usual, we have invited members of the public to sign up to speak via our website, or those who would like to view the open portion of the meeting may do so live via the DCHA website linked to Facebook Live. The Board of Commissioners welcomes public input on matters of concern and offers you today an opportunity to express your views during the public testimony portion of the meeting. However, we require that members of the public who attend our meetings abide by certain rules of decorum to allow the board to complete its business. For this virtual meeting, DCHA asks that you remain muted until you are instructed to speak and that you do not use the chat portion to comment when it is not your turn to speak. Members of the public cannot engage in any disruptive conduct or loud, threatening, or abusive language during this meeting. This includes loud outbursts or shouting during times when you've not been asked to speak. Anyone who violates these rules will be removed from the virtual meeting, and serious or repeated violations of the rules may result in your being barred from speaking at future meetings. We appreciate your interest in matters before us today, and we thank you in advance for abiding by these rules of conduct. At this time, I would like to ask for a roll call vote to determine if we have a quorum.
Thank you. Commissioner Harris?
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Murphy? Thank you. Commissioner Silla?
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Blackson?
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Reed? Commissioner Jones? Commissioner Burbridge? Commissioner Burbridge, I don't hear response from you.
Present.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Commissioner Clay?
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Lee? Commissioner Dickerson?
President, and I apologize for being late.
Thank you.
And thank you for calling me.
No problem. And Chairman Skinner?
Present.
Mr. Chair, you have 8 commissioners present. You have a quorum.
Thank you. So the first order of business today is I'd like to introduce our new interim executive director, Dorian Jenkins. Dorian started on yesterday, was his first day as the interim executive director. And Dorian, on behalf of the board of directors, I want to welcome you to DCHA. We look forward to working with you. So for the general public, Dorian comes to us with a wealth of experience in managing public housing agencies across the country. And we look forward to him working with us on this through this interim period and helping us to continue to make progress as we continue to resolve the issues with HUD and other matters before the agency. So we have 2 resolutions to consider today, but before we get into the resolutions, we do have some members of the public who have signed up to provide testimony. So I'm going to take the public testimony first before we consider the resolutions. So Alethea, I think we have both some residents and at least one non-resident who have signed up to provide testimony.
Yes, we did have 3 individuals to sign up. However, I don't see them on the WebEx, but I will still call their names. Antonia Elliott? No. And DeAndre Walker? And then there was one non-resident, Katrina Ball. They have not joined us, Mr. Chairman, so I think we can proceed.
Okay, so if they show up, we'll come back and give them an opportunity to provide their testimony. But at this time, we're going to move forward to consider resolutions. As I mentioned, we have two resolutions today. One dealing with the admissions and continued occupancy policy, or ACOP, and another dealing with the DCHA's administrative plan. So at this time, I'm going to call on our interim executive director, Dorian Jenkins, to begin the discussion on the resolutions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and all the commissioners. Good afternoon. We're going to bring forth to you two resolutions regarding our, as Mr. Skinner said, our ACOP and our admin plan for our HCV program. These were previously approved as emergency and proposed, but that, and as a matter of fact, I'll let Jenna Savasco, our chief of staff, she's going to go into detail about both of these resolutions, and we'll be open to answer any questions regarding them afterwards. Jenna.
So I think you all remember that you approved both the ACOP and the admin plan at the board meeting in April. We then published both plans as emergency and proposed effective April 12th for 120 days, which is the maximum amount of time you're allowed to do an initial publication. Those expire on August 10th. So the resolution before you today seeks approval to post again the regulations as an emergency for an additional 120 days. During that time period, we plan to review and meet with advocates who provided comments last month on both plans. And we also plan to revise our policies to comply with the Housing Opportunity through Modernization Act, the HOTMA rulemaking, which HUD finalized earlier this year. HOTMA requires that both of these plans be revised effective by January 1st. So we're aligning the two revision processes. We will both look at comments from the advocates and incorporate them during this time period, and we will also update based on the HOTMA rulemaking. The other piece of information that we wanted to make you aware of now is that 120 days gets us to December 8th. So we would bring this back to you at the November board meeting and ask for permission to publish again a third time as emergency to get us through January 1st when the new policies would be in place. There's a timeline here that we're going to share with you that gets us through the revision process. And we just mapped this out so that you could see when we would be coming to you. So we'll come to you in October with proposed revisions to the Administrative Services Committee. Then we'll publish and do the same public comment and outreach that we did earlier this year when we revised the policies. We'll do a public meeting. They'll be published in the registry. They'll be published on our website. And then we'll come to you in December for approval of the plans and revisions. And then, as you are well aware, our team will have to update procedures and training of staff, and we'll get that done during the month of December in advance of the January effective date. And that is the end of our presentation. So we're happy to answer questions if you have them.
So just so I'm clear, if, and this is Commissioner Skinner, just so I'm clear, if we didn't approve this today, then the regulations would become permanent on August the 10th?
No, they would expire and we would revert back to the previous. Yeah.
Okay, because they were emergency.
Correct.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, could I ask a question? It's Chris Murphy. Jenna, I understand the reason for incorporating the new HOTMA rulemaking, but I guess I'm a little bit confused about why we find ourselves here on the notion that we're going to continue to work with advocates. And I'm a little bit concerned about raising expectations when, if I'm not mistaken, we sent a letter back to the advocates not that long ago explaining why we disagreed with a fair number of their recommendations and why we thought some of their interpretations of the current rule were inaccurate or incorrect. So I'm not quite understanding. I can't kind of square why we went back to the advocates and said, no, we got to move forward. We don't agree with you. We don't think you're reading this correctly. But now suddenly, 8 days before the emergency rule is about to expire, we've decided that we really need to engage with them a little bit more. So can you just help me understand that?
Yeah, so I think there are things that we disagreed with them on, and I think we continue to disagree on those things. I don't know that any of those policy decisions that we made will change. There are some more technical things that we know we need to change, and there are some other things that we've agreed to meet and talk about. So I think like a good example of a thing that we know we need to change is that our administrative plan and the regulations both refer to the federal language access policy, but we didn't incorporate what we're doing in practice and what our language access plan says that we will do in the admin plan related to the local requirements. So there are some, I don't know if you would call that a technical revision, but some things like that I know we need to do. But I think the big policy decisions that we made are not things that we're willing to negotiate on at this time. So for example, we changed the preferences. We're not going to go back and reopen that, even though advocates have said they would like us to.
Yeah, okay, that's helpful. And I think it's helpful to just get that on the record and out in the public so that people understand this is not a wide open process, but it's a limited number of issues. That's helpful.
Well, to follow up on that, so I'm looking at the schedule. So you do have C, registered 30-day public comment, and public engagement and revisions. So, I mean, that sounds like, you're reinstituting the public process.
Well, because we are going to make some significant changes as a result of HOTMA, especially once HUD, I'm sorry, this is Dorian. Once HUD submits or issues the implementation guidance, there will be some significant changes to both the ACOP and the admin plan, which we're going to have to open public comment for to share with the public. A lot of those are regulatory that we cannot avoid and can't change, but we do need to advise the public.
Mm-hmm. So what date is HUD going to open that up? Or
they have not said. They have finalized the rulemaking, but they have not provided implementation guidance. They did tell all housing authorities that we have to have our plans updated by January 1st and that this guidance will be forthcoming.
Okay. Commissioner Harris has a question.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My question was, one of the updates was a part of the HUD guideline, right? And it's involving the zero HAP timeline changing. My question is, how was this? I understand if this is a guideline for HUD, but how does this incorporate with folks that are on the HOAP program, the home ownership program? Because that guideline was different when it comes to zero HAP. It was 12 months along with the voucher programs, but everyone with a housing choice voucher is not a part of the home ownership assistance program, which has an end date in itself, which is, I believe, 15 years on the program at a max. But now we're changing a piece of that program to coordinate with a HUD regulation for just the housing choice voucher recipients.
Commissioner Harris, we did align both of those to move from 12 months to 6 months, and that was one of the revisions that we talked about. But we, during the public engagement process, but we will go back and review it with, I think you're going to share some additional information with us, and we'll go back and review with that new lens and make sure that we made the right decision there.
Right, and I know I kind of brought it up to some other folks last week, but I guess I don't know the forum on when we would actually be able to have a conversation about that, because I think it should be more than just myself, of course, but I don't know if that was thought about prior. So I wanted that to be one of the topics, if it didn't already come up on the public concerns. So we can have that noted.
So if I understand correctly, the question is, because HUD rules require families on zero HAP for 180 days to be removed from the program, is the question that can we extend that for the home ownership programs up to a year where there can be zero HAP?
That's correct, because that's
Okay.
technically what the program guidelines said for the home ownership program, you know,
Yeah.
but
Changed that in the most recent.
you gotta have the voucher to be in the home ownership program, so I get it.
Right.
But it's a separate mechanism for self enrichment empowerment for some folks to graduate out of the voucher program altogether. You know, so there were a lot of things that were added just for the home ownership piece. That's not a part of the voucher piece.
It's definitely on our list for our internal conversations, and we're happy to talk with you specifically, or if there are other folks that you recommend we talk with about it. And then we'll also can address it during the public comment period when we're doing community engagement too.
Yeah, that would be great, because I just want to make sure. I don't think that, because I didn't realize it pertained to the home ownership program as well. So I had to do some more digging and find out myself. But that's something that we should bring up so everyone can be clearly understood if nothing changes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other
This is
questions?
Commissioner Murphy, just one more question, and I don't know, maybe this is for Lori, but are there any rules that limit our ability to issue consecutive emergency rules, or are we constrained in any way other than the 120-day timeline?
No, there's no rule keeping us from being able to issue this as emergency or consecutively. It's just that the most they can be out is for 120 days, which is why we have to re-up every time.
So so we can do it 3 times in this, in
Yes.
the anticipated model that has been laid out before us.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
So we would do it again in December, is what you're saying?
Yeah, we need to do it again in December to get us from December 8th, I think is the date, to January 1st.
Okay.
And we would bring it to the November board meeting, so that you could do it in November in anticipation of the December
So it's
expiration.
effective January 1.
Why wouldn't we just make them final on December 8th?
Because the board meeting is after the scheduled board meeting is after December 8th. And the public engagement timeline, the way we're laying it out right now, wouldn't give us enough time to bring it to you at the November board meeting.
I see.
Now, theoretically, we could have a separate board meeting to have you look at them earlier. But the timeline gets us to.
Got it. That's helpful to just understand. And then at the January meeting is when you would anticipate we'd make them final.
No, you would vote on them in the December board meeting. You would vote on the new ones in the December board
Right.
meeting. The current regulations, you would vote to publish again as an emergency in November. Those would take us from December 8th to December 31st. At the December board meeting, we hope that you will be able to vote on a revised set that incorporates any conversations we've had with advocates, and as well as HOTMA. And those would be voted on in December and be effective in January,
But not as an emergency.
but not as.
These would be the
Final.
permanent. These would be final. These would not be.
Those would be, that's when the
Yes.
final is.
These would
Okay,
be Final.
got it. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? I don't see, I'm scrolling through.
I have a question. This is Commissioner Clay. If for some reason the board did not vote to approve those final regulations in December for January 1st, what would come out of that? Because I saw that they have to be effective as of January 1st. What would happen if we did not vote to approve in December?
We would be out of compliance with HOTMA.
Out of compliance with HUD, but we would probably come back and ask for you to approve them as emergency and proposed again.
Correct.
So we can at least be in compliance with HUD regulations and having
Okay.
our plans updated.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, I don't see any other questions. If there are none, then the chair would entertain a motion to approve resolution 23-37, which is the authorized publication of second emergency and proposed regulations of the District of Columbia Housing Authority's admissions and continued occupancy, or ACOP plan. Motion for approval?
I move.
A second?
Second.
Okay, and is there any further discussion? So we'll take a roll call vote, and this is to approve resolution 23-37 for the ACOP plan.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Dickerson?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Blackson?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Silla?
Yes.
Thank you. Chairman Skinner?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 6 yes. The resolution is approved.
Okay, thank you. So then the second resolution is resolution 23-38 to authorize publication of second emergency and proposed regulations of the DC Housing Authority's admin or administrative or admin plan. So the chair will entertain a motion to approve 23-38.
Motion to approve 23-38.
Second?
Second.
So it's been moved in second. Can we have a roll call to approve resolution 23-38?
Thank you. Commissioner Murphy? Thank you. Commissioner Blackson?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Silla?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Dickerson?
Yes.
Thank you. And Chairman Skinner?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 6 yes. The resolution is approved.
Okay, thank you. So going back to public testimony, are any of the people who had signed up now on the WebEx?
No, they aren't.
Okay. Well, in that case, is there any other business to come before the board today? Hearing the next Board of Commissioners meeting will be held on Wednesday, September 13th, 2023 at 1 p.m. via WebEx. Information regarding the viewing or participating in the meeting live can be found at www.dchousing.org. If there's no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second, so this meeting is now adjourned and the time is 2:28 p.m.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.